Welcome back, everyone, to the GGBL postseason action. Here we go. Championship series are underway. Richmond being the underdogs in this one against the LA Knights. That's not a pun, being the Richmond Good Boys. Dogs. They are, in fact, the underdogs here in this one. We've got Ricky Rudy and Alexei Shevchuk, two really good pitchers for their respective squads. Shevchuk really pitched great the last time out. He's had one start here in the postseason, and he's looking to keep that rolling here against a tough LA Knight lineup. So in the first inning, we do get Janiel Rivera to fly out there to Brady Dunn playing left field. So the MVP and the Cy Young Award winner going to go 0-for-1 to start the game off. We like that. Little ground ball here to third base. Could go to second, but little dive is going to cost him maybe a foot. Brady Dunn's going to leg this one out for a base knock. An infield base hit, and this one just hit right off of the dirt, right in front of home plate. But man, I just don't think that he had to dive for that. I think he cost himself some valuable time right there. So Scott Gonzalez up in a 2-2. Big situation there for Richmond. He's going to strike out swinging. Ricky Rudy has shutting us down. So bottom third, K'ing up Covington. That's Alexei Shevchuk's third strikeout of the ball game. Boris Almanzar, swing and a miss, 98 miles an hour. Tough to catch up to. Now with the man on, 1-2 pitch here to Janiel Rivera. He's going to swing and miss at that one too. Great location, good spot, good pitch by Shevchuk. Slider low and in, you gotta love it. Rudy's in a little bit of a jam now. Bases are juiced after this Marmolejo walk, and it's up to our catcher, Chris Addison, already 0-for-1 today. That's a line drive, base hit, should score at least 2 runs. Almanzar's gonna fire this in, not in time. It is a 2-run single there for Chris Addison, and the Good Boys will stake out to the early 2-0 lead here in the top of the fourth. That thing was roped. Thanks to Chris Addison. Let's go Chris Irvin. He comes up. That should be a shot as well. Deep drive out there to left center off the brick wall. It's going to get home at least 2 more runs. Richmond up 4-0 now. Beautiful, beautiful piece of hitting right there. Let's jump to the bottom of the fourth, and Shevchuk has got his work cut out for him now. He's got that 4-0 lead. He can go attack, and he does. That's 2 strikeouts in the fourth. We are going to jump all the way to the bottom of the 9th inning, guys, as we still have a 4-0 lead here for Richmond. That's a base hit with runners on first and second, thanks to Ethan Lederman. It's a 2-run double. And just like that, guys, LA is back into the ballgame here. A 2-run shot ties the game with 2 down. It's going to be up to Rob Cortez. He's already 1-for-3 today. And Ortiz, our closer, has to lock it down. 3-2 pitch upcoming. Here it is. We've got a ground ball. No, that's a line drive caught by Connor Altman at first base in foul ground, mind you. It's a great play. Great play by Connor Altman. Great job by the Richmond Good Boys to get out ahead of this, right? Get out ahead of it. You need that 1-0 lead into the series. Sets the tone, sets the momentum for the next couple of games, man. So 9 strikeouts. 9 strikeouts for Alexei Shevchuk today. Absolutely diced him up, man. 6 innings, 9 Ks, 1 walk. He was absolutely stellar yet again. That's his first win of the postseason. He's rocking a .75 ERA in the postseason through 2 starts, I should say. But really, LA just couldn't get anything done today. 13 strikeouts in total. So you want to talk about a dominating performance from our pitching staff? Richmond did just that. Let's turn our attention over here to the ALCS. We've got Washington against Iowa. Game number 1 here, Iowa hosting the Swamp Monsters. Got a good pitching matchup, guys. Elliot Cora, even though the numbers would show that, 4 1/3 in 1 postseason start against Chris Peterson. Both guys are aces for their respective clubs, but, you know, one guy's a little better than the other, right? Chris Peterson winning the Cy Young in the AL side, Janiel Rivera winning the Cy Young in the NL side. He's going to start off with 2 straight strikeouts, and then this 3-2 pitch here to Nick Drake, ground ball to DJ Taylor, makes the play, and they're out of the first inning. So let's turn it over here now to the top of the second, as we're going to jump ahead a little bit. We got a base knock there for David Doe. Going to move the runners up a bag. So still with 2 down. Big spot here for Washington and Justin Dudek. Swing and miss. Crucial spot right there for Washington. You got to get to Cora before he starts getting into a groove. Bottom 2 with 2 down. 3-1 pitch here. Ground ball right past the shortstop. That's a base knock, and runners will move from first to third. Corey Davis with a big-time base hit for Iowa. Got a chance to knock these runs home. Here we go. Next batter up. We've got a fly ball to deep left field. Quevedo giving chase. He'll camp underneath it, make the catch. Washington is out of the second inning. Let's jump ahead just a little bit to the top of the fourth inning as Cora continues to dominate this Swamp Monster lineup. That is the third strikeout through 4 innings. 1-2 pitch here to Quevedo. He's going to strike him out as well. A check swing that the umpire said he went. No appeal at first base, by the way. A little controversial call for the Swamp Monsters. Had a nice little rally going there in the last inning. Let's go bottom 4. Nick Drake striking out. Nice slider by Peterson. And Dino, he's also going to strike out as well, the number 5 hitter. Number 6 hitter, 2-2 pitch, and swing and a miss. 12-6 curve, got Adam Perez. And man, he is just dealing at this point. Let's go bottom 5. Chet Frazier going to strike out looking. That is number 7 for Peterson. Still bottom 5, 2-2 pitch here. And that is a fly ball deep to left field. Quevedo giving chase at the wall. Leaps for it, but Corey Davis lofts this thing out of here. 341 feet. That didn't get out of here in a hurry, and it wasn't a very far home run. These fences are very tiny. 341, are you kidding me? Man on second base, and George Cruz comes through with a base knock for an RBI single. And Peterson has now given up 2 earned runs at this point. Top 6, DJ Taylor with a man on second and first. He's going to strike out again. Elliot Cora's got his number tonight. Big spot there for the Swamp Monsters, and he can't come through. Let's see if Ezra Quevedo can do it. 1-2 pitch, high and inside fastball, tough to handle. Swing and a miss. Cora pumped up. He's shutting him down. Let's go bottom 8. Sebastian Salvatore, as Chris Peterson has been well out of the game by now, but it's still a 2-0 game. Salvatore rips a double here with 2 down. Iowa has a chance to add on to that lead. Nick Drake 0 for 3 looking for his first base hit of the game, and this one will fall right in front of the left fielder Quevedo. Salvatore was running on contact with the 2 down. Drake slides in safely at second. That is an RBI double, and Iowa now up 3-0. Let's jump here to the top of the 9th inning as their closer, Killian Graham, takes the mound, looking to shut him down here. 2-2 pitch, Quevedo, another check swing, upset he went. That is twice now in the ball game tonight that Quevedo has check swung and struck out. Backdoor curveball on J.J. Cabrera. He's going to go down looking, and Killian Graham shutting down the Swamp Monsters. Been a far cry from what he looked like against Boston in the ALDS, man. He just came up and shut these guys down. 1-2-3 inning in the 9th, and Iowa will be your game number 1 winners. And that's always a big thing because inside of simulation, guys, we always simulate game number 2. And if it's a 2-0 lead, we do not sim game 3. If it's 1-1, we simulate game 3. I think that makes sense. But I do have a mistake that I have to admit to you guys. I did have a little screw up with Richmond and LA. And we'll get to it. We'll get to it. You'll see it when it happens because I'm going to do all the simming live here. But yeah, so we're going to simulate game number 2 since we're up 1-0. Richmond played on the Washington-Iowa day. We're going to simulate game number 2. Richmond will get a W. LA came back as best they could. 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Final score 4-3. James Monroe went 8 1/3 with 4 Ks. Like, he could have gone the whole way, but he did give up some runners on base, and it looked like we put Ortiz in. He must have given up a hit, so those runs did get charged back to James Monroe. 10-17. It's important to keep the dates right here because you're going to see where I messed up here. So game 2 for Washington, Iowa. See, Washington gets a W here, 7-6. 3 runs in the 7th inning. Kind of put the nail in the coffin for Iowa, really. Couldn't come back from it. They tried to in the 8th, scoring 4 runs. It was 7-2 at that point, but it wasn't enough. But good to know that Iowa, their team, they don't give up easily, right? Going to come back as much as they can. Now, keep this in mind here, right? So we just simulated Richmond and LA. I wasn't supposed to do that. It's a 2-0 lead for Richmond. Had they won this game in sim, it would be 3-0. And that's just not good. I never like to put the opposing team in a corner like that. But luckily, LA gets the win, and it's a 2-1 series at this point. It was a Janeel Rivera start. Jonathan Piazza, 10 Ks. Just wasn't, I mean, he was good, but he wasn't good enough, right? Cullen, you could say, lost us the ball game. there. But, luckily LA gets the W. Now, look at Iowa and Washington didn't play on the 18th, right? This is where the screw-up happened. I just saw the game sitting there, and I was like, oh, I simulated Richmond and LA, so why not just sim this one? Because Richmond and LA are not playing today. Well, that's where I screwed up. Richmond and LA did play. And I'm going to show you guys what happened in the next game. So we now have what was a 1-1 series for Iowa and Washington. It was a blowout for Iowa, 11-0 victory. You got to sim those game threes if it's tied 1-1, which we did. Iowa's up 2-1. And you can see the bracket. This is where the screw-up happened. Richmond gets a win in simulation for free on 10-19. So I felt really bad about this, and then it was just a bad situation because I'm like the GM of the Richmond Good Boys, right? So there's like a conflict of interest here going on. However, I just spent all this time getting the gameplay for game ones, right, that I just showed you guys. I didn't save this yet. I just like the sim to be the sim to be the sim. If I do it one time, I keep it, right? I don't like to do the whole I'm going to go back and this one wasn't a good one and blah, blah, blah. So that's cheating. So because I did that for Richmond and LA, I have to do it for this series too. I got to add an extra simulation in there somewhere. And I do it here for Iowa and Washington. Now, some people might not think that that's very fair because now Iowa wins. They were up 2-1. Now they're up 3-1. So now we have 2 series in 3-1 situations. It does suck, man. And it sucks that this had to happen in season number 1. But again, I didn't save it. I didn't save it after I got the game 1 gameplay, which means I would have lost the gameplay, which I didn't want to do that either. So here we are. This is the situation. Work with me. All right, let's get into game number 5. Good Boys staking out to a 3-1 lead. James Monroe has been a workhorse in this postseason. 3 starts with a 1-0 record. He's pitched very, very well. Janil Rivera coming off 3 days rest. Might even be 2 days rest, actually. He's going to get the start here for LA in a 3-1 deficit. So the MVP has to come through for his squad. 1-2 pitch on Giovanni Ortiz. He's going to strike out 98 miles an hour from James Monroe. 3-2 pitch here, and Janil offers it this one. He's seen that batting average for the postseason plummet. He's hitting I think 421 at the beginning of this series. Now it's down to 350. Still very, very good average, but nonetheless starting to decrease. That Richmond Good Boys pitching staff is looking pretty good. Got a stolen base for Almanzar. Then Ariano is going to draw a walk as well. So what looked like it was going to be an easy inning here for James Monroe and the Good Boys, turning into quite the situation. Not a good situation. Bases are loaded with Rob Cortez up, and that's a little fly ball. Shallow left field. Brady Dunn, not the fleetest of foot player, but he'll get there. So James Monroe escapes danger. He was in the danger zone. Let's go bottom 1. Deep drive by number 3 hitter, Vic Flutie. Keep going. Go. Almanzar with the speed makes the catch in center field, and that's it for Richmond. We're going to jump here to the top of the 3rd as we get a strikeout on Almanzar. Keep the speed off the base path. Number 4 there for James Monroe. Ortiz, swing and a miss. So 2 strikeouts here in the 3rd. Number 5 for James Monroe. Janil Rivera looks to get a base knock here. He does. Should be a single. No, he's going for 2. Oh, what a beautiful throw by Brady Dunn. Oh my gosh, in foul territory too. Just a strike to get the speedy Janil Rivera. Oh man, Janil's trying to do too much. Meanwhile, Richmond does not have a hit off of Janil Rivera yet. Irvin's going to strike out, and that's going to do it for Richmond's bottom of the 3rd. Let's go top 4. Monroe still out there. Another strikeout on the circle change. Number 6 for Mr. James. 3-2 pitch to Lederman. Should be a base knock here. Brady Dunn didn't get quite a good read on it. Lederman definitely not going to second like his counterpart, Janil Rivera, did. So it is a 1-out single, and surprisingly, this is going to do it for James. I don't like this. This is not good. You can't let this starter go. Yeah, he's got 3 days rest, but he can't give you 5? You're going to take him out? He's your best pitcher. Where's Alexei Shevchuk when you need him right here? Saul Taylor's got to get it done from the bullpen. He does get the strikeout here. Let's see what he does here against Dwight Mathhouse. 1-1 pitch. That is going to fall right in front of Chris Addison, allowing Lederman to get the second. This is not a good situation here. LA's pretty good with runners in scoring position. Mathhouse, deep drive to right center field, but Marmolejo will camp underneath that and make the catch. And that's going to do it for the 4th inning. So Saul Taylor gets it done. 1-1 pitch here. That will be the first base knock for Richmond. They break up the no-no on Janelle, and Brady Dunn should be into second base there. Yes, he is. All right, good. A leadoff double for Brady Dunn and the good boys. We're back in business here. Janelle on Scott Gonzalez. Base knock here, and I don't know what the heck Arellano was doing there. The premature dive is going to allow Brady Dunn to score from second. If he just knocks that ball down, that run does not score. So 1-0 here, Richmond. Ground ball should be a double play, but Lederman throws it over Bayek's head. Mathhouse gets it into foul territory. He's got to get this thing in quickly. How did a run not score? I have no idea how a run did not score there. But either way, it is a crucial error for the Knights. Right over second base. Now both teams in a pressure cooker. Game could be broken wide open with a base knock, but LA will get the out. They'll trade the out for the run. Good productive out by D. Will. And Richmond now up 2-0 here. 1-2 pitch to Rosenberg, and Rivera will strike him out to stop the bleeding. And with this LA offense, a 2-0 deficit is not unmanageable. In fact, runners on the corners here. 1-2 pitch with the MVP at bat. Saul Taylor delivers. It is a strike 3 called at home plate. Janelle Rivera could not check his swing. And that is the end of the inning. End of the threat there for Los Angeles. Let's go bottom 5. Chris Addison will strike out. Nasty pitch by Janelle Rivera, but that's going to do it. So he only goes 4 2/3. That's crazy. Both aces of the staff in a huge game for both clubs are out of the game before the 5th inning is even over. So it's a bullpen game now. JT Morcalde got to come on and get it done. He does strike out Chris Irvin. That'll be the end of the 5th inning. Let's go top 6th. Saul Taylor's still out there. David Bayek, base knock here. Good pitch to hit. 96 in the top of the zone. He gets a run across for Los Angeles. Good piece of hitting there for LA. They're putting Richmond in a grind now. 3-2 pitch. Covington. Ground ball here. 2. Vic Flutie makes the throw to first. Richmond shuts him down. All right. David Bayek keeps LA in the ballgame. They've got 8 hits to Richmond's 2, and Richmond's in the lead. Just goes to show you how good our pitching staff has been in clutch situations, right? But Vic Flutie will strike out. Big spot there for Richmond's offense. We're going to turn it over now to Tom Kim in the top of the 7th. He's got to get it done. But Giovanni Ortiz comes up and has other plans. Deep drive to right center. Not going to get out, but it will be a double. A 1-out double. Now in scoring position for Janelle Rivera. In a full count. Here comes the pitch. Change up inside. He got him. Swing and a miss. Janelle can't handle the change, the off speed. And he has just not had a good NLCS as far as hitting goes, man. His batting average is plummeting. had a good divisional series, but man, our bullpen and our pitching staff is just shutting him down. Mark Cullen's got to come on. And a 3-2. It's going to get Arellano to swing at a changeup as well. That was a huge moment for Mark Cullen. Remember in simulation, we went to him and he gave up 4 runs. That was a very crucial spot for him, crucial spot for Richmond to shut him down, and we did. Let's go bottom 8. Marmolejo. He knows the task at hand. We need some insurance runs at this point. So great job getting on. Leadoff single. Chris Addison up. Cut on and miss. Stolen base attempt here from Marmolejo. He will slide in safely. And now with runner in scoring position here, Chris Addison's got a job to do. Drive him in, buddy boy. 1-2 pitch. Deep drive to right. Mathhouse, he's underneath it. He'll make the catch, but that is a great job of hitting. It's going to get Marmolejo to tag up, move to third. All we need is a fly ball. Get this thing to a 2-run lead. Let's go. Chris Irvin swung on and missed. Slide piece. Struck him out. Morcalde gets him. Now it's going to be up to Brady Dunn. Brady Dunn. Oh my. In the gap. That ball is down. Should be a surefire double. Run will score, and Brady Dunn. I will never again say anything bad about you. Ever again. You know what? I take that back, because whenever I talk bad about you, you come through. If we win this game, we can go to the Gold Series. I'm going to talk so much smack to Brady Dunn. Oh, my God. Base knock here for Scott Gonzalez. Dunn with 2 down. He is running on contact. Got an early jump, a big jump. That run will score. It is now 4-1. And LA's got to go to the bullpen here. Roberto Santo. He can be had. He can be had. 7.3 ERA. Vic Flutie, base knock. Almanzar probably could have come in on that and made the catch. At that point, you have to. Your season's on the line at that point. But Vic Flutie, RBI single. It's 5-1. We're going to jump here to the top of the 9th, because that's all that Richmond's going to get. And it's up to Gene Slaughter to come through and lock it down. 2-1 pitch here to Almanzar. Deep drive to center. Rosenberg giving chase. Got to get on your horse. He makes the catch. An unbelievable play out there in center field. Utilizing the speed is Rosenberg. Now with 2 down, full count. Broken bat. It's a pop-up, and Slaughter's underneath it. And Richmond will move on to the Gold Series, beating LA and slaying the Dragon. And for the first time in GGBL lore, even though the universes are not connected from GGBL 21, Richmond has finally made it to a Gold Series. We've had some playoff success. We've made it every year in that lore, but never could quite get over the hump. Never could quite get over the LA Knights and the Carolina Blue Sox hump. Those 2 NL teams were always the favorites. They were always the Dragons that needed to be slain. And we did it, guys. We did it. You know what? Despite the sim fiasco that happened, you know, we were up 3-1. Who knows what would have happened in a 2-2 series or like a 3-2 series? Who knows what would have happened? But each of these games in gameplay, Richmond seemed to be the better team. Our pitching staff shut them down in gameplay. So honestly, while I feel like it may have contributed to the victory here, the screw up that I had in sim, I still feel like Richmond really earned it. I feel like they did it in sim, and they did it in gameplay. So there really wasn't a clear advantage for LA to beat us there. But congratulations to Richmond on advancing to the Gold Series in season number 1, and good season to LA. But you had it coming to you. Eventually you were going to lose, right? Eventually. Just so happened to be against my Richmond Good Boys. Go figure that. Guys, next time I see you will be Iowa and Washington. Game 5, Game 6 if necessary, Game 7 if necessary. I will not give you any hints as to whether or not it's 1-game episode or a 2-game episode. The length of the video is not going to give you any hints. I'll just leave it at that. But should be a good one either way. Guys, I'll see you in the next one for part number 2 of the championship series. Leave a like if you like this thing. Let me know what your thoughts are about the Richmond and LA series, and who do you have winning in this matchup. See you guys in the next one. Leave a like if you like this thing. As always, thanks so much for watching, and peace.